Welcome to today's North Central IPM Center Pests in Progress webinar series. My name is Laura Isles. I'm one of the co-directors of the North Central IPM Center. We're one of 4 regional IPM centers supported by USDA NIFA Crop Protection Pest Management Regional Coordination Program, and we have a mission to share IPM across the region. So today I'm excited to welcome Jed Colquhoun from the University of Wisconsin, who's going to talk about his wonderful IPM program there. So take it away, Jed.
Thanks very much, Laura, for the introduction and the opportunity to share some of the recent highlights of work that we've been doing in the Wisconsin IPM program to deliver modernized IPM outreach. In this short presentation, I'll share with you just some highlights of some of our recent activities to address 3 overall program objectives. Number 1, to attract and train the next generation of IPM practitioners. Number 2, to provide timely IPM updates to farmers, consultants, agribusiness partners, and other IPM clientele. And our third overall objective is to develop and deliver modernized and efficient digital IPM outreach to broad audiences. So let's start by talking about our recent work to train the next generation of IPM practitioners. And the situation we're addressing in this objective is the fact that there's a large multi-generational transition going on, not only in the farm community, but in the agribusiness and consultant community that addresses our IPM programs. So in this generational transition, we're seeing a lot of folks hired into IPM jobs that maybe come from a different background, maybe as broad as marketing or general plant science, but not with a specific focus on IPM. So how do we train them up quickly to become the next leaders within the IPM world? Here are a few examples of some of the work that we're doing. Number 1, we're providing IPM foundational training in the classroom. And what we're trying to do in this work is to bring the field into the classroom in as many hands-on ways as we possibly can, whether that be with interactive videos and opportunities to troubleshoot current agricultural production issues, or doing things like using live plants and insects to conduct identification exercises that then play into developing a management strategy for particular pests. This opportunity in the classroom has been conducted on multiple University of Wisconsin system campuses over a large number of years, dating back to 1979. And interestingly, in our past year, we had the largest enrollment over that time period. So this is an area of growth for our program. We also look at very specific opportunities to train IPM practitioners in high-risk environments. And in this example, we use the custom applicator program. Many of the acres and commercial agriculture in Wisconsin receive custom applications from hired IPM specialists on their fields. And in these cases, when new folks are hired into these positions, they have no experience driving these multi-million-dollar, high-risk, large pesticide application rigs. So over a multi-day period in a very hands-on approach with all of the latest equipment available, we train new custom applicators on how to handle these risky environments, as well as going back to the basics on things like weed identification in a very hands-on environment. And then finally, the last example I'll share in this new generation of IPM training would be our foundational crop scout training courses. And in this case, we're combining opportunities for folks to learn about IPM in webinar series. These are also recorded and available when folks have the time to watch them. And then we add on a very interactive hands-on module that backs up what they've learned in the webinars with in-field training opportunities on some of our agricultural research stations. This has been very well received by our clientele and is a current area of expansion in the IPM program. Next, let's move on and talk about some of the ways in which we provide timely IPM updates for farmers and general IPM practitioners. And the situation here that we're addressing is that pest management scenarios change often. They change during the season when people don't have a lot of time to be in a classroom or extension event. So we need to find ways to provide them timely updates and short snippets that can then be used to practically manage pests on commercial farms. So in this way, we have what we call the Wisconsin Crop Manager, which is a blog format type electronic newsletter. During the growing season, it's provided in a bi-weekly manner and provides everything from event updates to short articles on new and emerging pests to highlights of recent videos from the field from IPM specialists in the Division of Extension and on campus at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. So really a one-stop shop for our practitioners to get very timely updates on information from UW as well as our partners like the Department of Agriculture Pest Monitoring Network. We also provide a lot of opportunities across the state in a variety of crops. Here I highlight some of our specialty crop work where we provide applied in-season on-farm IPM demo plots. And the idea here is that many people appreciate learning within their own backyards and environments, and even on their own farms, where they can see the latest and greatest in IPM management strategies on their farms to determine if it's practical moving forward. We also feature these in more traditional field days and field tours during several opportunities during the growing season. And finally, I'll provide the example of a hot topic within IPM for which we've been spending a lot of time over the past several years. And these would be the changes in pesticide labels to address threatened and endangered species protected by the Endangered Species Act. These changes will reduce the risk that threatened and endangered species are facing relative to pesticide use, but they're very complicated and require practitioners to consider several aspects, such as the Bulletin's Live 2 online system to find pesticide use limitation areas, to reading and understanding the mitigation opportunities in a broader sense that can be implemented on farms to allow safe pesticide use nearby threatened and endangered species. So with that in mind, we've been delivering a lot of presentations to the grower and practitioner community on the implications around endangered species and pesticide use, as well as working with folks like partner organizations like Fish and Wildlife Service to design and come up with ways to make the information practical for growers during the busy season, with things like online apps that help them interpret label changes on their farm. And this is another area where we'll continue to develop programming over the next few years. And finally, we also provide the more traditional go-to guides that have been expectations of our grower and IPM practitioner community for decades. And that allows us a consistent opportunity to get information to thousands of practitioners each year with simple updates to things like our commercial vegetable, agronomic crop, and pest management, fruit and other crops. The guides that are the go-to source of information as a starting point to reference then on labels and other IPM strategies. And finally, I'll finish by talking about some of the ways in which we're looking to develop modernized and efficient digital IPM outreach. And the situation we're addressing here is that there are fewer people working as IPM specialists across academia and even in private organizations. And we need to find ways, particularly with smaller extension organizations, to provide information to broad audiences in very efficient and optimized ways. And we're looking at several creative ways to do that that meets our clientele in the way in which they prefer to learn about IPM. And here's one example of that. We've been developing IPM digital magazines recently. These are outreach publications, but in a very modernized sense for the next generation that may prefer to learn more from short videos than in-print publications. This started out solely as an IPM project funded by the IPM grant. It's expanded to include some other crop management aspects with other funding so that we can create a one-stop shop that meets all of our clientele needs. And this combines really a traditional in-print or, online publication, as you see on the screen here, this one focused on cranberries, with videos embedded within the digital magazine, which with a simple scan of the print publication leads to short YouTube videos by the IPM experts, or the picture in the online publication can simply be clicked on, leads to those videos that we store on our IPM YouTube channel. These can then be watched at the leisure of the clientele after we hand out the publication, and we can also update them as new pests or strategies become available. Originally, this was used to develop new IPM practitioners into IPM experts in specific crops. Later, we found, though, that it also had a very large audience with people that want to learn generally about IPM and how their food is produced and what we're doing in the latest and greatest ways. So it's gone beyond the traditional IPM practitioner to a new audience that we're now educating on the facets of integrated pest management. We're expanding this into other commodities. One example right now is Potato Back to Basics digital magazine. The potato industry in particular is undergoing a very large generational change in expertise. And we're starting to work on those videos now to build on our previous success. The example here is a video of my colleague, Russell Groves in the Department of Entomology, providing short educational pieces on Colorado potato beetle and potato production. And finally, these are all stored on our IPM YouTube channel, as well as several other videos. And this has really been a great source of providing information to broad audiences. We have over 15,000 subscribers that have grown over the years, and 3.1 million views, over 1,200 complete video views per day. And these videos range from short introductory pieces to more in-depth training. And again, we're able to update these in a very timely manner and get the information distributed in very professional and branded ways that are expected by our clientele. And the final piece I'll share with you follows on that same idea that there are a few of us as specialists working in IPM. And there are fewer folks working in the publications and communications units across a lot of our extension systems. So here we're working to empower our specialists to create their own IPM videos in a self-service manner that's very efficient, allows us to be very efficient in the use of the grant funds, but also results in the same professional look and outreach that fits the expectations of our clientele. And we're doing this in two ways in our internal professional development. Number one, we provide a green screen room, soundproofed, very professional, with good video and audio capabilities. And then we train our specialists on how to use that to develop more in-depth PowerPoint videos on complex topics. Those are then supported by our short field-based videos using simple tools that are very affordable, like a DJI Osmo Pocket Recorder, on a gimbal that results in a very professional product from the audio and visual standpoint. And we've empowered our specialists and trained them on how to use these simple tools to capture very timely field-based videos that then carry through to our YouTube site, our crop manager newsletter, and other opportunities to quickly and efficiently communicate with our clientele. This is one example just from one of those green screen videos showing the ability to record and communicate these in a very efficient manner. And with that, that's a very quick overview of our integrated pest management program at the University of Wisconsin. I appreciate the opportunity to share some of our highlights. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to email me at the address on the screen now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jed. It's clear you're really meeting the stakeholder needs there in Wisconsin. Thank you again.
Thank you for the opportunity.